Dozens of angry retired soldiers barricaded the main gate of the Federal Ministry of Finance in Abuja on Monday, demanding unpaid gratuities, security debarment allowance, parking allowance, and salary shortfalls. The protest began at 7 a.m., stranding workers outside the ministry for hours. Both male and female ex-servicemen chanted and carried placards decrying neglect. One sign read, "We are living heroes, not to be remembered only when we are gone." Another protester demanded full payment of all benefits, including 4 months' salary cuts. Chairman of the Military Pensions Board, Air Vice Marshal Adamu, appealed to the retirees to dispense, but they refused, insisting on immediate assurance of payment. Permanent Secretary of the Finance Ministry later arrived and invited selected representatives and the MPB chairman into a closed-door meeting. Discussions were still ongoing as at press time, retired Corporal Umar Farouk, also an engineer, said the MPB claimed those disengaged on July 1st, 2024 don't qualify for the new national minimum wage, a key source of tension. "We won't leave until we get confirmation of payment alerts," another protester said, echoing the group's stance. For now, the standoff continues. I think a few weeks ago we had an identical event, I think it was last week, of ex-servicemen complaining bitterly about not receiving gratuity. What are your thoughts on this report?
This has been amongst all the most annoying and sad cases of unaccountability and injustice in Nigeria. This has been one of the longest standing, I mean, to use that phrase, longest standing cases in Nigeria. And it just shows how sad it can be to be a Nigerian sometimes, especially as a civil servant or as a worker, a civil servant worker, if I may use that word, and even worse for armed military, paramilitary, and the police as well, because you find out that you'd work for years, maybe as a teacher, or in this case as an armed officer, and you retire there, but you don't get your pension, right? You begin to get things like, oh, they have changed the format, oh, you didn't sign up or you didn't register stuff well, and you begin to run around. I've read, I've heard many sad stories. Some people even run after this pension of the thing and lose their lives in the process, due to stress, come tomorrow, come today, come next week, or you haven't done this. For people who have served with their blood and sweat, who have served for decades, now you begin to throw them left, right, and center over their pensions. It's just a sad thing that, I know it's a culture in Nigeria to always stress people. Permit me to say that. When growing up as a kid, when you want to get this in university, you queue up for hours for your UTME. When you want to do your verification, you queue up for hours. When you want to go to bank, you sweat. Why don't we give ourselves? Why don't we just cut ourselves some slack and give ourselves some peace of mind? Some of these things are not so hard as we make it the same in this country.
Right.
When these people were walking their blood and sweat, you didn't bring up all these things. Why not create initiatives that would allow them to, get their pensions easily?
Right.
Or you find out that, someone who has gone to the battlefront, who has probably, who has risked their lives for Nigeria, you then abandon them. From them, if their kids are doing well, they literally just forget the pension. In same communities, they are being reached out to. Oh, Mr. A, B, and C, we haven't heard. You notice you haven't, filed for your pension, or we notice you haven't received your pension.
Right.
Let us know how we can help you, but nobody will say anything.
Do you think the paramilitary people, and especially with this report, do you think that we appreciate our ex-servicemen in Nigeria, like the effort they put in? My guest from yesterday said something as regards when you want to board a plane abroad, that there's usually an announcement to say ex-servicemen. If you're an ex-serviceman, you have to go into the plane first, no matter the ticket any other person has, the ex-servicemen are usually shown some kind of love and appreciation by saying, okay, go into the plane first. I heard that for the first time from a guest of mine yesterday. Equally, you'll find out that when you try to feel, if you've tried to, apply for any jobs out of the shores of Nigeria, you see that there is usually an open space to indicate if you're an ex-service person. I think that kind of expedites your application or gives you some form of preferential treatment. Do you think that we as Nigerians and our ex-servicemen as Nigerians, and I'm speaking from the perspective of the child of an ex-service person, do you think we enjoy, our ex-service people enjoy any of such privileges in Nigeria?
They do not. I'm sure, given what you just said, I'm sure you sort of pseudo experienced it. Our ex-servicemen do not enjoy this privilege we're talking about. The only time Nigeria remembers its soldiers, and during the Armed Forces Day. After that day, which is that ceremonial, which is the reality of these things and things such as this in Nigeria. Ceremony. After that day, nothing changes. I mean, just I think a few days ago, it's a military man made a video regarding the president's gifts to the Super Falcon.
Right, let's talk about that. That was going to be my next line of questioning, but since you're already there, let's hear it.
Yeah, and after watching that video, I felt very, very devastatingly sad, because I myself, for a person, I have very high respect for military men. And I know people feel, oh, they are too harsh. I feel like if you respect them, they are one of the best people, that you ever meet. They are just very disciplined, and they don't take indiscipline, right? So if you respect them, they will give you that same amount of respect. So I always respect them whenever I see them, with their uniforms or without, they identify themselves. And I feel like Nigeria should do that more often. As much as we know that things like this will happen for them, let's just give them that respect.
Do you think the outcry by that police officer, ex-serviceman you're talking about, they can be, a lot of them came up to say that they deserve the money that was given to, the Falcons for the money they won for winning the WAFCON, and they complained that they should have been the recipient. And that the same gesture now has been done for the basketball team, after the won on Sunday also. So do you think that all this monies and giving it to sports alone, do you think that it's a good idea, or the complaint of the ex-servicemen should have been met alongside this same, whatever appreciation that was meant to be given to sports should have been considered as regards, as opposed, when viewed side by side with the complaint of the ex-servicemen?
Definitely. It's a valid cry. I was going to add to that. But after watching the video, it just made me react. To be honest, I didn't think of it. But after watching that video, it dawned on me that this is obviously not fair to them, because these are people that are fighting constantly every single day. Some of them have lost their lives, some of them are living with PTSD for the rest of their lives. And to prioritize this, I'm not saying don't give the sportsmen or the sports women, but giving that huge amount of money, just weeks of, I don't know, just weeks of unnecessary, for me, misplaced priority. Because like the guy right this in that video, what's happening to them, that are literally putting their lives on the line for the country. We don't even, so for example, this whole protest, their pension, as basic as pensions is for them, it's not even paid duly, it's not even streamlined duly for them to receive their pensions.
Because they've already been told that they can't add in the, the current, the gratuity has to kind of stay the same way, because the minimum wage cannot be implemented. Now, when you think about that, do you think this sort of actions, this constant protest, this constant call out by ex-servicemen, do you think it makes it attractive for youth to want to join the force to fight for Nigeria?
It doesn't. I mean, who would want that? I don't think you'll find any parents that would find it funny if their child says, oh, I want to be a police. It's literally going to be some series of deliverance and sensitization for that kid, because they'll be like, what do you want to do in the police in Nigeria? Because what do police people have to show for it? I mean, I'm just being brutally honest right now, because you end up putting on black and black after the black and black. Except if you're a very corrupt policeman, you have nothing to show for it. Your integrity does not even take you a long way. To be honest, that's just the society, the reality of it. So giving $100,000 to a single player when the military man is earning 100,000, some of them do not even get that 100,000. For a retired policeman is getting 50,000 pension, and someone out there is still even raising policies about people that are receiving to this period are not going to get the minimum wage. And you just see the level of it's such an annoying thing to even comprehend, because you don't take these people seriously. Later you want them to, these are human beings, they are not robots, they are humans. You want them to now take this thing seriously. In developed nations, for example, if your husband, for example, I'm a lady and I'm married to a military man, God forbid if something happens to your husband,
in the line of duty.
In line of duty, right?
Right.
MIA or KIA, the country literally takes care of your family for the rest of, for the rest of everything.
Right.
But bring that situation to Nigeria, nobody's going to even remember you, because the first thing you want to do is, oh, you want to fight for the pension of your husband, and you'll be funny the kind of stumbling blocks you begin to meet. You begin to get postponed. You begin to find out, oh, you not filed this, you filed that. You don't even need to begin to think about things that he filed and he did not file. Does it take out the fact that this person, was a military man that fought for the country, or was in action when something happened to him?
Sadly so.
Part of the world, I feel like some set of people on that pension thing. I'm just saying, as a civilian, some set of people are on that thing, and I mean, we just need to ensure that things are done right. Let's even say, fine, you are not giving. I mean, you can't give all the police or the military or retired men money. Let's say you can't do that.
Right.
But at least allow them to get their ample pensions. If possible, add some extra digits to it.
Right. Thank you so much for your insight on that report. And